You spend any time doing woodworking and you're eventually going to end up with varnish on your hand. And one of the questions people ask is, how do you get that varnish off? Good question. Of course, the best thing is to avoid getting on your hands in the first place, right? And a lot of times when I'm staining and varnishing, I'll put rubber gloves on, the disposable rubber gloves. I'll do whatever I've got to do, and then I just peel them off and throw them away. But okay, I don't always do that. You know, sometimes I forget. I'm doing something little, and I think, I'm not going to get it on my hands. Yeah, I get it on my hands. That probably happens to you too. We're talking about oil-based products here. There are water-based varnishes available. And the trend seems to be going more and more that way because regulations are making it harder and harder for the paint manufacturers to make oil-based products for sale. Right now we can still get them. One day we may not be able to. Some of the water-based products out there are pretty good, but you know, to me they just never stack up against the good oil-based products. Water-based varnish isn't as good as an oil-based varnish. A water-based paint actually in some cases isn't as good as an oil-based paint, especially for example if you're painting metal. So okay, you're working on a project, you varnish it, you get some varnish on your hands. How do you get it off? Well, as I said, it's oil-based, okay? So we deal with it as an oil-based product. And that means the best product to take it off with is mineral spirits. Now, mineral spirits is getting harder to get as well. A lot of times when you go ask for mineral spirits, they'll try and give you paint thinner. Paint thinner is not mineral spirits. It's usually actually a water-based product. So it may not clean the varnish off your hand. Don't get caught by that one. Mineral spirits will cut through varnish, no problem whatsoever. For that matter, it'll cut through oil-based paints just as well. If you can't get mineral spirits, ask if they have denatured alcohol, because denatured alcohol works just about as good for taking off varnish as mineral spirits do. So those two products are really the technical products. If you look at the MSDS sheet for the varnish, that's probably what it's going to suggest using is those two products. What if you've been varnishing something, you thought you had some mineral spirits, you go to grab the bottle and oops, it's empty, it leaked out, something, it evaporated, who knows, okay? Well, you have any vegetable oil in the kitchen? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, good old Crisco oil, right? The stuff your wife uses to fry something. You know, vegetable oil will cut varnish as long as the varnish is still wet. See, we're talking about oil-based products, and oil-based products will mix with other oil-based products. I know it sounds crazy, but you can take that vegetable oil, rub it on that varnish on your hands, mix the two of them together, go to the sink, wash your hands, and you'd probably be better off if you use dish soap to wash them with instead of just soap, okay? Dish soap is better cutting through grease or oil than soap is. Wash your hands, it's gone. It goes down the drain. It's a small enough quantity that the EPA is not going to come knocking on your door. Same thing will work, believe it or not, with peanut butter. Again, we're talking an oil-based product. It'll mix with the varnish and it'll be able to be washed off. And if all else failed, you know, you wash your hands, you're all done, you're all cleaned up, sit down in front of the television, you're watching a TV show, and you notice a little bit of dried varnish there on the back of your hands. How in the world did I miss that when I was cleaning up? Well, just leave it there. By tomorrow, it'll be brittle, it'll flake off, and it won't be a problem. Yeah, you might get it on your hands, but don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It'll clean off.